Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Hot Tea with Holly. I am Holly and I've got a real hot cup of tea here. How are you? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. If you're here for the first time, I'm Holly Perkins. I help you use strength training and intentional nutrition to create the body that you need to keep up with the life that you love. And today I have a very special conversation. I'm so excited about this conversation. I am here every Tuesday at this time, live 1 o'clock on the East Coast. I hope you'll join me live if you're watching this in playback. And if you are here with me live, please say hello. How are you? What is up? What is your beverage of the day? Okay, today we're going back to one of the favorites, the all-time Harney & Sons Hot Cinnamon Spice, the all-time favorite. Heidi, are you here? This is one of my favorites. Nope, not sponsored by Harney & Sons, although if you know any of the people over at Harney & Sons Tea, why don't you put in a good word for me? Because I would love to be sponsored by them. I spend a fortune every single month, and it would be really cool if I actually had a sponsorship from Harney & Sons Tea, but I don't. I actually bought this with my own real hard dollars. So today I'm having the Hot Cinnamon Spice Black version of Harney & Sons, which is amazing. If you've never had it before, I so encourage you to try it. They make hot cinnamon spice in herbal, green, and black. And so I was first introduced to this tea as an herbal tea back in the days when I would diet, more to come on that. And this was one of those teas when you know how after dinner, when you're still a little bit hungry or you're in the mood for something sweet, but you know you've had a full meal and you don't really need to eat, but you want a little bit of something. So back in the days when I dieted to get lean, which I don't anymore, I would use this tea at night. It was the perfect thing when I felt like I needed or wanted a piece of chocolate or something like that, but it wasn't really in the budget in terms of reaching my body composition goals. And this was the tea that I would use that is just to die for. It's got the perfect body of cinnamon, but it's also got an intensity to it. It almost tastes like it's got sugar in it, but it doesn't. And then the black version has a nice little bit of caffeine in it. So if you are with me and you're having a hot cup of tea, please share. What are you drinking? If you're having coffee, if you're having something cold, if you're just drinking water, please let me know. Welcome. So it is a gorgeous but very windy day here in Pennsylvania. And right behind my camera is a big, huge window. And when the wind hits it, it makes some very interesting noises. So if you hear noises in the background that sound kind of strange, that's what it is. So I'm so excited to share with you today a conversation that I've never had, which I'm super excited about because this has never happened in my 30 years of being in the fitness industry, 30 years of body transformation, 30 years of working on my own self. I've never had this happen. So yesterday, I weighed myself for the first time in 3.5, maybe 4 years. And I am going to share with you what happened and what was learned as a result of weighing myself after 3.5 years and not weighing myself for 3.5 years. It might even have been 4 years. I tried to figure it out. So this all started about 4 years ago, maybe longer, when I was very consistent with my strength training and my nutrition. And I went through a phase where I was focusing on my training, I was focusing on my diet, and I wasn't really paying any attention to how much I weighed on the scale. But up until that point, I would weigh myself on a regular basis. Every morning I would get up and I would weigh myself. There were times in my life when I weighed myself because I was trying to achieve a certain goal body weight. And then there were times where I would weigh myself just for information. Are you someone who weighs yourself on a regular basis? Please share, because there's just so much interesting psychology around weighing yourself every day. But first, this hardest part about drinking a cup of tea here live is that I don't actually get to drink my cup of tea. So Who's here with us today? Because that gives me a chance to sip on my tea. Heidi is here. Lois, are you drinking a cup of lychee? Heidi is having licorice tea by Traditional Medicinals, another one that I do not love the licorice tea, but it's so good for me. Heidi, I know it's so good for you. It's such an incredible herbal. And I do have it from time to time, but I really don't like the taste of licorice tea, but it's so good for your adrenal glands, particularly good at stabilizing your blood sugar. And if you're a B blood type, it's fabulous. Tracy is having nothing special here today, just regular strawberry lemonade. I don't know that that's so regular, and I think that is actually quite special, strawberry lemonade. Amy, how are you? Amy is having winter Earl Grey tea by David's Tea. I have not had David's Tea in a very long time. What? You do not? Wait a second. I may be the only person in the world who doesn't like hot cinnamon spice, but for those that do, you may also like hot apple spice. Interesting. I'm amazed by that. Everybody I talk to loves the hot cinnamon spice, but if you're not a cinnamon person, that would make perfect sense. Lois is not drinking her lychee, but she is waiting for the delivery. I love it. Catherine, oh my goodness, how are you? Catherine's having lunch. I love it. So good to have you here. Okay, let's dish. I want to share with you, if I can, hold on, let me get my glasses on first. I want to share with you the photo that started it all. Let me see how I do this. Hold on. Yes, here it is. Okay, you should be able to see on my screen. You can. This is the photo that started it all about 4 years ago. So I had to go through my photos. I had to go through my Instagram to kind of figure out the timeline of what I'm talking about here today. This is the photo that started it all. So about 4 years ago, I was very committed to my strength training and my nutrition, and I hadn't been paying attention to how much I weighed on the scale. I woke up one morning and I felt skinny. I felt skinny. I felt lean. I felt great. I felt tight in my bod. And I woke up and I said to myself, wow, I bet you the scale is way down today. And I'm really curious just to see what the number is. I hadn't weighed myself for a while. And I'm like, I wonder what the scale is. I bet the scale is. And I remember thinking to myself, I have to be below about 120. And I woke up, I got on the scale. And I actually think the scale was higher than this, honestly. I think that day that I weighed myself, my scale was at about 126 pounds. Now, listen, the body weight doesn't actually matter. I'm just using this for reference. But I got up, I weighed myself, and I noticed that, hold on, how do I stop my share? We come back to here. Beautiful. And I weighed myself thinking that I was going to be at my lowest all-time weight. And I was actually about 5 to 6 pounds heavier than I expected, than I felt. I woke up and I felt so lean. I felt amazing. It was the goal. I had reached my goal, and I immediately associated that with a body weight on the scale. But when I looked at the scale that day, it was much higher than I thought it was going to be. And that was the day I marched my bathroom scale down to the trash bin and I threw it away. For real. And I have not owned a bathroom scale since. I have not weighed myself since. It has been anywhere between 3.5 to 4 years since that day that I weighed myself, when I realized the scale just does not reflect accurately when you're strength training. So when you're really working on building your lean muscle mass, the scale is no longer really an accurate measurement device. Now, I will talk in a few minutes about the value and the benefit for the times that you do want to use a bathroom scale and keep an eye on your body weight, because there is a time and a place for keeping an eye on how much you weigh. But I have not weighed myself in all of these years, and I weighed myself for the first time yesterday. It was a very interesting experiment. I'm going to be sharing with you what happened what I learned, and a new perspective on that measurement device that we call the body weight scale, the bathroom scale, that really tends to cause so much emotional upset for so many of us. I'm also going to talk about the times when you do want to cultivate some objective, supportive perspective on when it is good to weigh yourself on the scale or not. Because the truth is, depending on what your goals are and what your relationship is to your bathroom scale, it is a measurement device that can help you reach your goals depending on what your goals are. But for me, my goal, number one, is to feel good. Number two is I do want to be lean. I do want to be fit. And if I can achieve it in a very loving and supportive way, I'd like to be lean. I love the way that I feel when I'm lean. I know I feel best when I am on top of all of my practices, my nutrition, my strength training, the actual foods that I'm eating, not just my macronutrient distribution, not just the calories. But when I feel my best, I also look my best. And that's not because I feel good because I look good. It's that when I'm committed to my programming, I feel awesome and your body will follow. If you get into that place where you feel strong, you feel energetic, you don't feel bloated, you're regular in the bathroom, your appetite is balanced, you're not having cravings, you're waking up feeling energized, your workouts feel awesome, your cardio workouts feel awesome. When you get to that place, there's a really good chance that your body is going to look good also. And that doesn't necessarily correlate to the number on the scale. So I quit weighing myself for all of these years. And the reason for that is because honestly, really and truly, I didn't care anymore. I had gone from times in my 20s and 30s where I weighed myself every single day up until about 40, 42. I would weigh myself every single day, mostly because I was just curious what the scale would say and where my body weight was. And so once I really got it into my head that I don't really care how much I weigh, I care how fit I am, how strong I am, how good I feel, how my energy is. And I do care how I look in my clothing. I do care. I do want to look good. I'm a fitness expert. I do like it when my tummy shows some definition. And so that doesn't necessarily always correlate to a number on the scale. So I stopped weighing myself. Let me share this photo again. Add to stream. There we go. This is one of the photos that really kind of started the whole journey. I woke up and I weighed myself, and it really caused me to go back and take a look at some of my progress photos. And these progress photos, I believe, were about a year apart. There was quite some time between this before and this after. It might have been a year, it might have been 2 years, it might have been 6 months. I don't even know. But the photo on the left, I weighed 124 pounds. And the photo on the right, I weighed 124 pounds. But can you see how different they look? Now, the lighting is a little bit different. I actually don't think I'm tan. It looks like I'm tan in the photo on the right, but I think it's actually just a lighting difference, honestly. The lights were on and it was during the day in the current photo. And then on the photo on the left, it was different. But you can see how differently I look, how much more lean I am in the photo on the right, but yet I weighed the same exact amount of weight. So the photo on the right, I have less body fat, but I weigh the same exact amount as I did as the photo on the left, where I had more body fat. And so this photo on the right, I have more muscle. I have less body fat, but I weigh exactly the same. And this exactly is what I talk about often here when I really encourage you to use strength training to get what you want and to reevaluate, is what you really want a number on the scale. Is that what you really want? So what happened for me is I realized that I really didn't care about the number on the scale. I wanted this. I wanted to look nice and lean. I wanted to look fit. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be able to run. I wanted to be awesome in all the ways. And I really did not care what the scale said. So I threw the scale away. And at that point in my life was when my health really started to take a turn. And I went through several years where the last thing on my mind was how much I weighed. The only thing I cared about was getting myself back to health. I feel like I'm finally back there. I'm getting there. I still have a few things I'm working out, but we're doing better. I would say I'm about 80% of the way through the tunnel. I can definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of my health. And so let me share with you why I weighed myself for the first time yesterday. This was interesting. I'm finally feeling better, and I'm finally feeling that my body is actually at the place where I can start to work on my own body transformation again. My 50th birthday is coming up in exactly 8 weeks from yesterday. 8 weeks from yesterday, on a Monday, is going to be my 50th birthday. And so I have really been gearing up to get into program to really show up on my 50th birthday better than ever, better than I have been in a really long time. And so I've been gearing up towards that. And if you are one of the kind of innermost people in my circle, you know that I recently launched a new program called The Masters. It's a very small, intimate, invitation only group coaching program. It's closed. I'm not selling the program, but I'm also a part of this program. So I'm embarking on a body transformation journey with 17 other women inside of The Masters. And I'm going to be doing it for myself for my 50th birthday. As part of achieving my goal, my body composition matters. How much I weigh in terms of muscle and body fat matters. So in order for me to know if I reached my goal, it is relevant to know what my body weight is. There is a time and place for understanding what your body weight is if you are working towards a specific goal. Now, my specific goal has nothing to do with my body weight. In fact, now that we're doing this, I'm going to be very curious to see what my body weight does do over the next 8 weeks and beyond. And I'll be sharing that story with you. What does my body weight do? But the reason why I wanted to know my body weight is for two reasons. Number one, I'm going to be getting a body composition scan to determine exactly how much muscle and how much fat I am right now so that I can retest in 3 months. At that time, they will tell me what my body weight is. I will learn what my body weight is next week when I go for the test. But as part of reaching my specific goals, I need to know how much I currently weigh, because it tells me what my caloric energy need is every single day. So in order for me to reach my goal of being in better shape, deadlifting my body weight, and getting leaner, I have to know how much food to give myself each day. And in order to really scientifically and precisely know how much energy I need every day in the form of calories, I have to know how much I weigh. It's really the best way to determine how much food you get to eat on a day, in a day, how much food you need on a workout day versus a rest day. And if you really want to get accurate and you really want to work towards your goals more efficiently and faster, it's helpful to be able to calculate how many calories you need each day. And in order to do that effectively, what I teach is that it's based on your current body weight. You have to know your current body weight to know how many calories you need. I personally have found the best way to determine your energetic need in a given day, how many calories you need to eat in a day, is based off your current body weight and then taking into consideration your activity level. So, current body weight and your current activity level each day or in a given week will determine how many calories you need to eat. And that's if you're not getting a DEXA scan or a body composition, an accurate, like a bod pod or a DEXA scan, because those can tell you an approximate number of calories that you need each day, but even then it's not accurate. So after 30 years of being in the fitness industry, I know what I have found as an expert. The best way to calculate how many calories you need is to start with your current body weight. So to make sure that I'm eating the right amount of calories to get to my goal, I got to know how much I weigh. So I haven't owned a scale in 4 years. I haven't owned one. And I haven't weighed myself in 4 years. I have had doctor's appointments, but whenever they weighed me, I told them that I didn't want to know the number and I looked away and I just said, don't tell me the number. I don't want to know it. And the last time, just a couple months ago, the physician's assistant was like, that's weird. Why don't you want to know? And I'm like, I really don't care. And I am running an experiment. I don't want to know. I'm focused on what I look like, how I feel, how I perform. And that's all that matters to me. So I don't even know what I weighed until yesterday. And let me tell you what happened. I'm hoping also, if I can, I'm also hoping to be able to share with you. Let me see if I can. Hold on. I'm also going to try and share with you desktop downloads. I'm going to see if I can also share with you a current, I don't even know if I have it. Hold on one second here. Where did I put that? Didn't I upload it? Downloads. I think I did. I think I might even be able to show you guys. Oh, I know where it is. It's down here. It's down here. It's down here. I'm going to show you guys exactly why I quit weighing myself and what happened as a result of this experiment over the past 4 years. Am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not. Good. Stop screen share. We can leave that there. Hold on for 1 second because I want to see if I can find this photo for you. It's a good one if I can bring it up. Yes. Oh no, that's that one. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I know I'm stumbling here a little bit, but it'll be worth it. I wasn't going to share this photo with you, but I think it would actually be really good for you guys to see this. If I can find it, and I might not be able to find it. Damn it. I have a really good side-by-side of myself comparing where I was to where I am right now. Holly, I don't have it. Okay, I give up. I don't have it. So let's continue. So if I get creative and my brain energy comes back to me, I will share it with you in a moment because it's not here, right? No, it's not there. Damn it. What did I do with it? I have these great photos up that I want to share with you guys. Anyway, back on topic. So the reason why I weighed myself yesterday is because my household was gifted a brand new scale, and a brand new scale showed up in the bathroom. And I was like, that's interesting. Let's run an experiment and see what happens. I need to know what my body weight is to be able to calculate my calories for this new program that I'm on and for my own body transformation journey. And I literally had no idea how much I weighed. I could have weighed, it doesn't even matter what the number is, to be honest with you, but there was about a 10-pound range that it could have been. It could have been 10 pounds higher than what it was. It could have been 10 pounds lower. I had no idea where my body weight was, but I figured I was somewhere between this and this. And I literally only knew from my own internal perception of what I was feeling inside of my body. So I weighed myself. And what is crazy is that I am way lower than I thought I was. And I look way better than what I have in the past at the same very exact weight. So let me reveal. I weigh the same exact weight here now as I did in these photos from 4 years ago. I weigh about 124, somewhere between 124 and 124 and a half pounds right now, but I look better than I do in either one of these photos. And that's because of strength training and because my focus has been for the past 4 years to simply focus on feeling better and performing better. And an interesting thing happens when you shift your focus to not being so worried about what the scale says, because it kind of doesn't matter. What is your real goal? Now, like I said, in a moment, I'm going to talk about it might be important for you to achieve a body weight that's lower than you are currently. If you're 50 or 60 pounds heavier than your doctor feels you should be, there is a time and a place to be using a scale as a measurement device. There is a time and a place where your body weight does matter. But it all comes back to, what is your goal? What is your goal? What is the most important thing that you want to achieve in the next 8 to 12 weeks? And ask yourself, really, do you care how much you weigh? Really? Or is it that you want to be leaner? You want to be smaller? You want to be tighter? You want to feel better? You want more energy? You want to be able to lift heavier, run faster, run farther, walk faster, perform better. Are those the things that you really want? Because if so, let those be your goal. Because those things often have nothing to do with what you weigh on the scale. And I'm a perfect example of that. Once again, if I can stumble for a moment, where did I put those damn photos? Let me look it up here. I said, Holly, I named it myself, and I put it here. Holly, no. I just put them on my computer and I relabeled them, and I would love to show you guys my progress photos from April to September. They are pretty astounding when you see where I am today at the same body weight as I was 4 years ago, but I look so much better. So much better. Okay. What did I do with them? Where did I put those? I put them here. Okay, I give up. I'm not going to continue dragging this on and boring you guys to death, but it's not on my desktop and it's not on my downloads. It's not on my downloads. It would be really cool. I'll have to show you guys at another time. I'll share it at another time because I literally can't find them. Anyway, I took progress photos in April, and then I took progress photos again in September as I was gearing up for the Masters. And my progress photos at my current body weight right now look even better than this photo right here. Even better. I am leaner. I look better. My musculature looks better. And I weigh exactly the same. I weigh the same amount, but I am better. I feel better. I'm healthier. I'm smaller. My clothes are fitting. I perform better. Everything is better. And yet I'm at the same exact body weight. And that is when you get to the point where body weight no longer matters. And so the point of today's conversation is to inspire you to really get clear on what is your goal. Because if your goal is all of these things, I encourage you to step away from the scale and just focus on reaching those goals, feeling better, getting stronger, getting leaner. And the only way that you can really assess if you're achieving those things is through progress photos or having an accurate body composition screen. And in my opinion, the only accurate way to assess body composition is a bod pod or a DEXA scan. I'm not a fan of in-body, and I'm not a fan of skin-fold calipers, believe it or not. Skin-fold calipers are only as accurate as the technician. And the technician is only as accurate as how frequently they are using a skin-fold caliper. And so the only way a technician can be accurate with the skin-fold caliper is if they're doing it all day long, every single day. So really and truly, the only thing that matters about getting leaner is your progress photos, unless you're going to go get a DEXA scan or a bod pod scan. And so I'm a huge fan of helping you increase your lean muscle mass and improving your body composition, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. The scale kind of doesn't matter at the end of the day, provided you are getting more fit and you're getting stronger and you're adding to your lean muscle mass, because those things are going to protect your health, reduce the risk of diseases in the future, help you age gracefully, help you avoid metabolic diseases like diabetes, dyslipidemia, unstable blood sugar, syndrome X, all of those things. More lean muscle mass and getting leaner really is the panacea to everything that you want. And sometimes the scale is helpful, and a lot of times it's not accurate, especially if you're strength training. For most of the women in my community, and certainly the women that I work with, the women that I coach, the goal is to become better. And what is your definition of better? Is it stronger? Is it happier? Is it more energetic? Is it better digestion? Is it better lab work at the doctor or better body composition? Most of those things don't take into account the scale. And so for me, what happened for me really is, once again, I realized and reinforced what I adopted 4 years ago. I really don't care how much I weigh. And let me tell you, my friend, listen close. It is the most liberating thing in the entire world to finally get to the place where you truly don't care how much you weigh. Truly don't care. It doesn't matter. Not from a place of, I don't care what I weigh, not from a compensatory strategy, not from an overcompensation. I don't care what I weigh, when you do care what you weigh. But when you get to the place where it doesn't matter anymore because you're going after other goals, it is the most liberating and productive thing and gift that you can give yourself ever. Now, I do believe that it's important to be assessing your progress. But if your goal is to get stronger, your progress won't be measured on the scale. It will be measured in how much weight can you do in your overhead press? How much weight can you do on your deadlift or your leg press or your goblet squat? That's how you're going to determine if you're moving towards your goal or not. And if your goal is to feel better, we need to have some kind of an objective scale, a 1 to 10 scale where you rate yourself. How well do I feel on all of these different parameters? And then you check in from time to time to see if you improve on that somewhat objective, subjective scale. And if your goal is to get leaner, the scale does not tell you if you're getting leaner, because part of getting leaner isn't just reducing your body fat. It's increasing your lean muscle mass and decreasing your body fat. So in my experience of 30 years of coaching women, many women will reduce their body fat by 3%, but the scale doesn't change. And so all of a sudden they take something that is success and they turn it into a problem because they didn't lose weight on the scale, right? And what I found and what I realized from a lot of the women that I coach You've been brainwashed into believing and thinking that you should be concerned about the scale and that your body weight is how we measure success. And it's not your fault. I did it for 20 years until I saw that photo. Let's bring it up again for anybody who might be joining us. This one, until I saw that photo and I was like, wait a second. If success is 120 pounds, but I'm at 124 pounds, I'm not successful. But hold up. I look a whole lot better in these photos. That is success, irrespective of what that stupid bathroom scale says. So be careful with your goal being to lose weight. Is that really your top goal? Is that really how you define success? Or do you want to fit into a smaller pair of jeans? That's different. You can measure that off the scale and you can't. I fit into the same exact jeans now that are bigger at times when I weighed less. There were times in my life where I weighed less and the same exact jeans were tight. I now weigh more and my jeans are bigger. The same pair of jeans that don't stretch. Okay. So getting into a smaller clothing size has nothing to do with the scale, right? Improving your body composition, reducing your body fat often is not measured on the scale if you're strength training, because if your lean muscle mass goes up and your body fat comes down, you might weigh the same on the scale or more, right? I could talk all day about this. So what happened for me when I weighed myself for the first time after 3.5 or 4 years yesterday was this. The scale really doesn't matter, except for in a few situations I'll talk about in a moment. When you strength train, the scale is really obsolete. And I learned that my own internal system of assessment is just as good as many external scales of assessment. And so if you can just start to forget that the scale is measuring your progress and start assessing your progress on, do I feel better? Do I feel better? Do I have more energy? How do I feel when I'm working out? How do I feel in my clothes? How does my tummy feel? How's my digestion? How am I performing in my workouts? And if you start to cultivate an internal closed eye proprioceptive assessment of how you're doing, the scale doesn't matter anymore. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's no mirror in this space. In my gym, there's no mirror. And that was an interesting experiment. I've been working without a mirror now for 2 years in my gym. And so that has really caused me to focus on, how do I feel when I'm doing my goblet squat? Looking at my body from this perspective, where's my right knee? Where's my left knee when I'm doing my goblet squat? How does my deadlift feel? What's going on in my shoulders? Do I feel both of my shoulders working equally? What's going on in my core? And if I can find these damn photos that I want to share with you, it's unbelievable to see how symmetric my body has gotten without using a mirror in my gym. Now, that all being said, I do think I'm going to get a mirror in the gym because it's helpful for social media. That evil little devil social media, which is a substantial part of my business. So I think I might be getting a mirror in here, but simply so I can use it for social media. Maybe I won't. Such a bore. But what I learned from not weighing myself for the past 3.5 years is complete liberation and also unbelievable empowerment in knowing my body, because that's all that matters, is that you know what's going on with your body. And I know exactly where my right shoulder blade is right now. And I know when that right shoulder blade's got to get drawn back. And I know how to put my shoulders into position so that they are balanced. And I know how to brace my core so that my hips are balanced. I know my ending position on my deadlift. And I don't need a mirror anymore because I now know my body. It's incredibly liberating. So, I do want to talk about the times when using a body weight scale is productive and is helpful, because I don't want to sound like I'm shaming or, you know, telling everyone to throw away their bathroom scale, because I actually do think there are times when it is a useful measure of assessment, depending on what your goal is. Okay. And here's the way I approach it. If you are within 8 to 10 pounds of what you believe is your body weight goal, your ideal body weight, what you believe is your ideal body weight, if you're within about 8 to 10 pounds of that, the scale is not effective as a measurement device, because you need to be strength training. If you're within 8 to 10 pounds of your ideal body weight, strength training is going to get you there. It's going to get you to the body composition that you want. And when you're strength training and adding lean muscle mass, the scale is not accurate. And if you have more than 8 to 10 pounds between you and your ideal body weight, if you're 30 pounds away from your ideal body weight, if you're 40 or 50 or 60 pounds away from your ideal body weight, the scale is important because it helps you measure your progress. There is a time, if in order to get to a healthy body weight, the scale is going to tell you if your strategy is moving you there or not. Now, I realize if you're not familiar with me and my conversation in my community, you may have been influenced by a popular conversation out in the world these days that basically says body love, body positivity, who cares what you weigh? And I personally, as a health expert and a health professional, feel that's not accurate either. Because if you have more than 15 pounds of extra body fat on you, you are at an increased risk of disease. And that's not healthy. It's not that if you're 40 or 50 pounds heavier than you want to be, it doesn't mean you're a bad human. You should absolutely love your body, even if you're 100 pounds more than you should be. And if you really love your body, your risk of disease matters. Your risk of diabetes, of stroke, of heart disease, of heart attack, of dyslipidemia, of metabolic disorders, that does matter. And so if you really do want to love your body, achieving a ballpark of an ideal body weight as per you and your doctor, or maybe even body composition is a better way to go, because I even think a lot of doctors get this wrong. The bathroom scale can be very helpful to help you know, is my strategy moving me in the right direction? And that is one of the only 2 times when I actually think a bathroom scale is helpful. The other time is what I alluded to at the top of this segment, which is you need to know what your current body weight is to be able to calculate your daily energetic need. How many calories you need in a day matters. How many calories you're eating, how many calories you're not eating matters. And the only way to really accurately figure out if you're getting the right amount of calories for your goal is to know how much you currently weigh. And that is why I weighed myself, because 130 pounds is very different than 120 pounds in terms of my caloric need. And so to really accurately calculate my calories to get to my goal, I got to know what my body weight is. My goal is to deadlift my body weight and to get stronger and to build muscle. And in order to do that, I have to make sure I'm eating enough. And so I've got to calculate my body weight towards a calculation method to ensure that I'm eating enough calories to reach those goals of building muscle. So it's not about eating few enough calories that I lose weight. It's about eating enough calories so that I have energy for my workouts and so that I can build lean muscle mass. So my body weight does matter. And so it was an incredibly eye-opening experience yesterday to be like, I'm better than I thought I was. I actually am better. The scale is not necessarily reflecting it. I weigh less than I thought that I did, but that doesn't matter. But it's also really good to know that I still no longer care what the scale says. Questions and comments. Talk to me, you guys. Talk to me. Now, if you are with me live and you're here for the first time, come on over to hollyperkins.com/offer, and you can download my 10-page handbook that includes a 6-week strength and cardio program to get you started on the right path. If you need help with nutrition, visit my website, hollyperkins.com/macros, and you can download a 14-page beautiful guide to help introduce how I teach you to eat in order to reach your goals so that you can build the body that you need to keep up with the life that you love. And in the coming weeks, I think it's 2 weeks from now, Hot Tea with Holly is going to be featuring a new format, which is Hot Tea Hot Seat community coaching. Some of you have heard me announce this, but you can now apply to join me here on one of these episodes of Hot Tea with Holly. And you can bring to me your most challenging questions, your most burning questions about your own training program, your own nutrition program, and you will get free coaching from me here live on air during an upcoming episode of Hot Tea with Holly. Now, you do have to apply because I will only be selecting a few people once a month. Once a month, we'll be doing these episodes. And so if you want to apply to have a free chat with me here and get some free coaching, look on the comments here with me live on Facebook. And if you go up, there is a link up at the top of the comments where you can click over to apply to join me for Hot Tea Hot Seat coaching, the community coaching episode that will be coming up in November. It'd be so fun to hear what you're struggling with and point you in the right direction so that you can reach your goals. Okay, so questions and comments. Gail, hello. I'm going to do the scan as well, trying to regain some control over my health. I so support you in that. Part of taking charge of our health is being able to assess if you're moving towards better health. And so I really encourage you to know, what does better health look like? I'm a huge fan of getting a body composition scan because getting healthy is always a function of more muscle and the appropriate levels of body fat. So Gail, keep us posted if you go get a scan. I think that's wonderful. Amy, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. Heidi agrees. Kim, a few weeks ago, you mentioned a body budget link, but I couldn't find it. Can you repost it? I'm not sure which one that is. Kim, let me see if I can try to stop sharing. Let me see if I can try to figure out what that one is. So just so you guys know, I'm always juggling a lot of different content. And so I'm not sure which one that was. Body budget probably was, I know which one it was. I know which one it was. Kim Gatto. I know which one it is. That was on Hot Tea with Holly, which is now, as of today, over on my blog. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to come over to my blog. Let me post it for you right here and right now. Hold on one second. The truth behind eating whatever you want. That's what it is. It's that one. This is about finding your own personal budget. Here is the link. That is the link to my blog, hollyperkins.com/blog. The truth behind eating whatever you want is live now over on the blog at hollyperkins.com. And in this episode of Hot Tea with Holly and in this blog content, I share how you can really find your own personal budget in terms of what to eat so that you can eat whatever you want and still reach your goals. It really comes down to knowing what your personal budget is. And it's how a lot of those women eat whatever they want. They know how to manage their own budget in terms of the right amount of foods to eat or not eat so they can reach their goals. Kim, just about to drink pumpkin spice rooibos from Trader Joe's. That is very exciting. I love rooibos. I love everything Trader Joe's. And I love rooibos because it's herbal and it's so good for your adrenal glands. I love that. Okay, guys, any questions or comments before I sign off? If you are watching this in playback on YouTube, look down below. And there are several of the links that I've mentioned in this episode. If you click on those links, you will get one of my free downloads, either my 6-week strength and cardio program or my approach to nutrition to really help you reach your specific goals, whether it is to achieve a lower body weight on the scale or if it's to get leaner and reduce your body fat. My Macros 101 guidebook will help you do that. And you can click the link down below if you're watching me on YouTube. And if you're here on my blog, all you got to do is dig around for those links as well. And if you ever want to join me for a live episode here, Hot Tea with Holly happens every Tuesday at 1 o'clock on the East Coast on Holly Perkins Fitness on Facebook. I will see you guys next week for a new episode. And if you'd like to join me for the Hot Tea Hot Seat Community Coaching episode, do click the link that's here posted on the live feed or send me an email and let me know that you would like to apply for one of those episodes so that you and I can have a chat. You can share all of your struggles, the questions that you have about your fitness and nutrition programming, and I will do my best to help you reach your goal. Until then, have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time.